Tina from TinaHeals.com, and today I am discussing personality types based on your moon and sun sign combination. If you don't know your moon sign, then it's time to do your research because there's really a lot going on with your astrology than just your sun sign as pop culture would have you believe. There are 9 planets in astrology. The sun and the moon are also considered planets in astrology. And each of them embody a certain energy signature or a certain archetype. The sun represents your exterior self, how you take your internal key, how you project it out in the world, how you want to be perceived, your uh, goals, your ambitions, your father. Basically, the sun is the yang component and it's the exterior version of you. It's the mask you wear, the Jungian mask you wear. The moon, on the other hand, is all about emotions. The moon is about your emotive body, your connecting body. It speaks of how you understand the ideas of nurturance, ideas around nurturance, how you give it, how you receive it. It speaks of your childhood habit patterns. The moon is also your mother. So the moon really is a very intimate part of your personality. The moon in Pisces, if you have your moon in Pisces and your sun in Sagittarius, and this is your video. What does it mean to have your moon in Pisces? Now, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, and the archetype of Pisces is the mystic. Being the 12th sign of the zodiac, it is the very last, and through the soul traverses round the zodiacal wheel, learning different karmic lessons. And in Pisces, the soul must learn dissolution or breakdown of barriers of 3D to merge with source code. That's what Pisces is all about. If you study the glyph of Pisces, dualistic energies, two fishes swimming away, emblematic of the spirit world and the physical world, emblematic also of the two polarities that bring this world into manifestation, call it Shiva Shakti, Isis, Osiris, proton, neutron, whatever, the binaries, the two fish. Okay, so also that's why Pisces is lost in very many dimensions, being ruled by nebulous Neptune. Neptune rules alcohol, gas, petrol or gases. It's all about dissolving boundaries. So the first thing with moon in Pisces, it is probably the most spiritual placement of the moon. But one would think that the moon, which is all about emotions, would be really comfortable in Pisces because Pisces knows emotions really well. But that is not the case always, because moon emotions, Pisces emotions, put them together and you may get an overload. If you've not balanced your energies, you may get an overload. So you're always swimming in seas of emotions in your dream world. There could be an escapist tendency with moon in Pisces, running away from a situation or getting inebriated or high just to avoid the problems of life or the problems of 3D. There is a sense of escapism that I have seen with moon and Pisces that you need to work through. Otherwise, you've got Neptune, which is the higher octave of Venus, giving you all that mystical, spiritual, artistic vibes, because Pisces is truly the artist of consciousness. They like to explore parallel dimensions, other worlds. They want to know what lies beyond, what is the metaphysical. It is the most metaphysical sign of the zodiac. Being the last anyway, it's very symbolic. Pisces is all about one love, compassion, brotherhood. If Venus is about individual love, with Neptune we find the universal love taking place, taking shape. So you're definitely peaceful, empathic, and psychic. There's a lot of psychic energy with this placement. Whether you use it or whether you get used by it, that's totally up to you and how you use this energy. But there is a lot of availability of psychic energy, intuitive psychic energy. So make the best of that, and you're really a good friend, although flaky at times. You are there, and you're there. You'll cry, you'll hug your friend, you'll cry, you'll hold their hair while they puke, you'll do all that. But you cannot make up your mind, and that may be something that you need to do, or just say no when you need to say no. You need boundaries, Pisces Moon. You need also you need time to wind down. You need time away from every single person in your life, and you need to feel with whatever you do, you need to bring mysticism and art into it. Yeah, by art I don't mean you have to start sculpting or painting, but you can just create art with consciousness. That's what Pisces is known to do, create art with consciousness. You're a healer, you can do tarot, you can do any of the occult practices. That comes inherently with this placement, right? Now, moving on to your sun, you have your sun in Sag. Now, Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac. It's a fire sign, and it is ruled by Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion. So remember, the sun is how you want to be perceived, the persona you wear. So you have this really adventurous, wild, sort of the weave side of you that you portray. But deep down, you're really not that extroverted. You're quite introverted. So there may arise a conflict at certain times, because Sagittarius wants to mix and merge and flit from one adventure to the other. Whereas Pisces Moon is more the introverted individual. And there's a huge dose of mutability here, because both these signs are mutable signs. And what does that mean? That means you are impressionable. You can get carried away. You may not look at the larger picture. You may not have fixed energies to ground yourself, to root somewhere. A lot of flux, a lot of change, a lot of movement. So you have to find grounding with both these energies. So Sag Sun, you're the adventurer, the wild one. You love traveling, and you're going to travel, like travel. So use your mystical healer side and travel and experience new cultures, new people. Take your healing energy to different people. Sagittarius is the archetype of the philosopher, because that is the 9th house of higher education and philosophy. Jupiter is known in Vedic astrology as Brihaspati, the guru of the Devas, who gave them the knowledge of the scriptures. So with Sagittarius Sun, there's always tremendous spiritual energies available to you. And with your Pisces Moon, you have tremendous spiritual energies available to you. So if you use both of these, then you have water and fire. Don't create steam with it. And even if you do, steam can be used to propel things forward. Steam does not have to become a challenge. See, life is about astrology teaches us that okay, these are the archetypes you have to work through, and then you've got to understand them, assimilate them, and purge what's not necessary. So you may need more grounding. You may need to know when to say no, or when enough is enough. You may appear insensitive. You can be brash, loud with your Sag energy, or just say whatever comes in your mouth. But that doesn't mean you say it to be rude or brash. It's just because you say what you see. You really can't be diplomatic about things. Sagittarius is not known to be diplomatic. They understand higher truths. They don't look at little details, So that's also something you need to look at. Both Pisces and Sag, both these signs are not great at detailing. So if there's work that needs to be done and not just wandering or just, getting lost in meditation, if there's real work, 3D work that needs to be done, you need to ground yourself with these energies. So much mutability can make you feel lost. But you definitely have a purpose with your Sag Sun and your Pisces Moon. You are the philosopher mystic. So how can you take that energy, this outburst of spiritual energy that you're born with, and how do you put it out into the world?